So we have a table here, and we want to create a column chart from this table. There are two ways to create a column chart from this table. The first way, I want you to go to insert. Go to insert. And then when you go to insert, you'll be able to see the columns here. So when you hover your cursor over this feature, you're going to see insert column or bar chart. So click on the drop down, some kind of a drop down there, and choose the first column chart, that is clustered column. Clustered column. So you're going to get something like this. This is a chart that is empty because we don't have any variables yet. So once you do that, you're going to realize that under chart tools, we have the design and the format. And all of these features are active. So I want you to click on design, then select data. Click on design, then select data. So you'll be given this interface here where you have the legend entries and the categorical or horizontal axis labels. So let us start with the legend entries or the series. So click on the add on the legend entries. And the first thing that you're getting is the series name. So the series name here is going to be the column name, where in this case is sales in 2010. And then we have the series values where we got the values. You just highlight all the values under the column sales in 2010. Click OK. We still have sales in 2011, so add another series. The series name is sales in 2011, and the values, all the values under sales in 2011. So click OK. So once you do that, you're going to realize that now we have a clustered column chart. But if you look at the x-axis, we have the series, we have 1, 2, 3 all the way to 12 instead of the names of months. That is January to December. So we really need to fix this. So click on the horizontal category and highlight all the names from January all the way to December, then OK. So through that, you'll have a complete column chart that has got the horizontal and x-axis all labeled. You can see these are the sales in dollars, and we have the months here from January all the way to December. That is one way in which you can do that. So let me click on the chart and I delete. The other way is you can highlight your chart, highlight your table, like just everything on your table. Highlight your table and then click Alt F1. Highlight your table, then click Alt plus F1. Highlight your table, then click Alt F1. Once you click Alt F1, then you have a chart. You have a chart just like the chart that we created some seconds ago. So we can be able to format this chart depending on how we want it to appear. Maybe one thing that we can format is we need to have chart title. So we can have a chart title. The conventional way of having a chart title is y-axis by x-axis. So this is going to be sales by month. We can highlight these and maybe we do we format this. So we have sales by month. We can even increase the font so that it looks more conspicuous. So that is done. Another thing that we can format is the cells on the Y column here. So for us to be able to format the cells on the Y column, you just need to click on the Y-axis and then right click, format axis. We have the cells in form of millions. So instead of having all these zeros, we can just have 12 million, 10 million, 8 million, 6M, 4M, 2M. That is going to be easily readable compared to having all these zeros now. So what we do, we're going to drag this down until we get to the where we got the number. Click on the number. We have some kind of a drop down here. And you can see the category of the Y-axis is currency. We have the dollar symbol here. So we want to delete the format code here. And we write our own format code. So we start with a $, then hash. We have 2 commas because this is a million, and then we'll have quotes M to mean this is a million, and then click on add. So let me repeat that. I'm saying you click on the axis, that is Y-axis, right click, go to format, then we'll have an interface like this. Go to the last option, which is a number. Category, I want you to click on currency or a number. And then for the format code, I want you to delete everything. And then you have this format code here, where you have $, then hash, 2 commas, because this is a million, and then we have capital M in quotes, then click on add. If you want to exit this interface, you can close. So we have the axis labeled in millions. We can still do more to this chart. We can add the data labels. So if you click on the plus sign here, there is the data labels here. So when you check it, you'll be able to see the cell labels at the extreme end of these vertical bars. So you can see they are overlapping, and they may be hard to read if you look at the format in which they are. So we can still format the data labels into millions instead of having so many zeros here. So what we're going to do is click on the data labels, then right click, format data labels. We do the same thing just like what we did to the Y-axis. So we have currency with the $, and the format here is going to be $, hash, 2 commas, and then we'll have it's a million. Then click OK. So once you click OK, you're going to see that instead of having so many zeros, we have 6 million, but we still have some data labels that have not been formatted to millions. So we click on them. This is sales in 2010. Right click, format data labels. Format data labels, then equal to number. You have to scroll this, get currency. Then on the format code, you'll have the $, hash, 2 commas, and then you have capital M in quotes. to mean a million. So you can see everything is now in form of millions. So because we got the data labels, we can do away with the y-axis. To do away with the y-axis, just click on the y-axis, then delete. So our chart looks like it is now better. Another thing that we can do is we can resize the chart. To resize the chart, there are several ways, but the easiest way is just double click on the chart, and then you resize by dragging. You can see now the chart is readable, and it looks as it may not be the prettiest chart you have ever seen, but it is something close to that. Something close to that. So we got the legend here, we got the bars together with the data labels, and we got the sales by month. Maybe something else that we can do away with. We can do away with the grid lines, so that everything just looks perfect. So that is how you create a column chart, and you use the plus here if you want to format, or you can just right click. Another thing that we can do to this chart is that we may be interested to know if these cells are either increasing, or what is the general trend of these cells. Are they increasing or are they decreasing? So to answer that question, we can have a trend line inserted to this chart. So to insert that trend line, I want you to click on the chart. Click on the chart, then go to design. Top left, you can see add chart element. Go straight to where we have the trend line. On this same round, we want to add a linear trend line. So when you click on add a linear trend line, you're going to see that you can add a trend line based on the series of sales for 2010, which is okay. We can still add in that trend line for the sales in 2011. So we have something like this. So the trend line is showing us the general trend of the sales, and you can see that the sales are gradually increasing from January all the way to December. But if you compare the sales for 2010 and 2011, generally the sales in 2011 are a bit higher compared to the sales in 2010. This is what you can tell from the trend line. If you want to position the legend, maybe on top or on the side, you can do that using add chart element, and then you choose where you want your legend. If you want the legend on top, on the right, or left, bottom, maybe I prefer the legend when it is on top, just right there. So we have a very pretty chart called a column chart together with the trend lines.